Hello guys, welcome back. Let's discuss Sig Sauer's P320, a handgun with many admirers but has a fair share of controversies as well. It is a semi-automatic modular handgun that was originally designed in 2014. The P320 shared some parts of its design with the P250 but had a striker-fired mechanism instead of a double-action only hammer system. Like the P250, the P320 can also be chambered in multiple calibers including 9mm, 357 SIG, 40 S&W, 45 ACP, and 10mm auto. The P250 on the other hand could chamber 22 long rifle, 380 ACP, 9mm, 357 SIG, 40 S&W, and 45 ACP. Furthermore, users can easily change the caliber because it is a modular handgun. For example, it takes just changing a barrel to convert it from 9mm to 357 SIG or 40 S&W. The P320 chambered in 9mm Luger was the first variant to hit the shelves in North America. It was followed by a 45 ACP compact version released in 2015 at a SHOT Show. But it was until 2017 that the P320 truly became a popular handgun in America. The handgun emerged victorious from the United States Army's XM-17 modular handgun system competition. It was a surprise as many had anticipated Glock winning the particular competition. Sig P320 won the competition mainly because of its price was much lower than the Glock counterpart. However, these are the things you already know or at least have an idea of. Let's take a look at some lesser known aspects of the handgun. Features of the contract-winning variants. The U.S. Army's modular handgun competition is one of the toughest in the country, and winning it is a huge deal. Although the price was the primary factor that won it for the Sig Sauer, it offered tons of other features. Furthermore, the gun had to replace the Beretta M9, an incredible gun in its own right, and the military has rolled out requirements which included that the pistol must be better than the M9 in terms of reliability, accuracy, and effectiveness. The military also required adaptability, an integrated rail system, suppressor-friendly, and a non-reflective neutral finish. Despite the fierce competition and tough requirements, the P320 emerged victorious thanks to its modular design. It was thanks to the affordable price and some very interesting features. For example, while the frame is everything for most pistols, it is just a shell for the removable fire control unit on P320. The small and simple self-contained chassis hold the trigger, ejector, and striker, which can be easily removed for cleaning. It essentially means that users can change almost every component of the gun. For example, users can change slides, grips, and even convert calibers. Furthermore, even if the frame breaks down, users can get a new one for as low as $50, a feat that is uncommon in most pistols. The Sig Sauer also designed a 3-point takedown system, which prevents the firearm from being disassembled if users have not locked the slide. Other modifications in the M17 and M18, which were adopted by the military, include 3.9-inch and 4.7-inch barrel lengths. Ambidextrous thumb safety was also included in both variants, and the handguns were chambered in 9mm. Furthermore, Sig Sauer also included a mud flap to prevent forearm debris from getting into the pistol action in addition to the loaded chamber indicator. While both variants adopted by the military are chambered in 9mm, the contract allows the services to procure the XM1152 metal jacket and the XM1153 special purpose ammunition, which was proposed by the firearm manufacturer. Usage by the militaries around the world. While the M17 and M18 were specifically designed for the United States military, other variants also widely used by law enforcement agencies across the world. The most notable of them include the Australian Defence Force, which uses the P320 X-Carry, the Canadian Armed Force, which uses the P320 C22, and the National Guard of Mexico, which uses the standard P320. The standard P320 is by far the most preferred variant, which is being used by law enforcement agencies in more than 8 countries. Problems with reliability. Despite being a capable gun, the P320 is not free of problems, which was more evident in the older models. The first few batches of the handgun were notorious for a drop safety issue, which meant that the safety dropped if it was held at a specific angle. Users could experience accidental discharge, but Sig Sauer launched voluntary upgrade programs for these models when it was reported. Furthermore, the Canadian Joint Task Force 2 also reinstated the P226 pistols following an incident of accidental discharge that injured a soldier. The force had procured at least 400 units of P320 prior to this incident. An investigation was launched into the incident, which found that the fire occurred because of a partial depression of trigger by a foreign object combined with simultaneous movement of the slide that allowed a round to be fired while the pistol was still in the holster. The investigation also concluded that the holster wasn't designed particularly for the P320, which might have also contributed to the incident. Even though the P320 itself was spared from the blame, the pistol remained in storage until July 2022. It was reinstated upon a third-party safety assessment that concluded in June 2022. However, the incident was not isolated, as the Dallas Police Department also instructed its personnel to stop carrying P320 in 2017. Fortunately, no one was injured before the department realized that the pistol discharged when the slide hit the ground at 33 degrees. It was believed that trigger weight is the contributing factor, as it is heavy enough to move due to inertia when the gun hits the ground. Some independent publications, including thetruthaboutguns.com, also looked into the issue, confirming potential drop firing with the rate of 40%. Following the controversy, Sig Sauer introduced a notice. The notice stated, "An alternate design that reduces the physical weight of the trigger, sear, and striker while additionally adding a mechanical disconnector." However, it seemed as if the upgrades did not solve anything, because in September 2022, the Fraternal Order of Wisconsin Police recommended to stop using the gun. The recommendation came after about 3 injuries were sustained by Milwaukee police officers from the accidental discharges from their partners' handguns. Legal battles. In addition to experiencing hiccups with law enforcement agencies, the firearm manufacturer also had to undertake legal battles with civilians. The 3 lawsuits the company has faced, including the following: David Hartley versus Sig Sauer. In 2018, a lawsuit was filed by David Hartley in the United States District Court for the Western District of Missouri, which ultimately became a class action suit and led to a settlement. You can read the entire agreement on the Sig Sauer website, but let me make things easier and tell you the important points. As per the agreement, if the firearm manufacturer told anyone that submitted the P320 to the voluntary upgrade program that his/her P320 is unrepairable, the user will be eligible for a refund or a new P320 pistol. Furthermore, the people will be refunded if they were charged for the repairs by the upgraded program. The agreement also extended the date of the voluntary upgrade program and added a notice on their website that stated the voluntary upgrade program provides an additional level of safety. It was also directly communicated to the people who had purchased the gun. Derek Ortiz versus Sig Sauer. Derek Ortiz also filed a similar class action lawsuit in Arizona, which purchased a P320 in 2016. The petition included that Sig Sauer sold flawed guns to the public, and despite the upgrades, the resale depreciation cannot be compensated. In 2020, Sig Sauer moved to dismiss the suit, but it was rejected by Judge Joseph N. LaPlante. The case went to trial in October 2021, but the date was later revised to February 2022. Sig Sauer's appeal to dismiss the proposed class action was also rejected by Judge Joseph LaPlante in May 2022. The judge wrote, quote, "Sig Sauer claims without adequate evidentiary support that these incidents do not involve drop fires. While this case is still under trial, another similar suit was filed by Kyle Guay on July 2nd, 2020. According to court documents, the pistol fired without a trigger pull as the owner was removing it from the holster. This case is also under trial as the judge dismissed the plea of the firearm manufacturers to throw the case out. Judge McCafferty said, quote, "There is sufficient evidence in the record for a reasonable jury to conclude, by preponderance of the evidence, that Guay did not pull the P320 trigger and that the gun discharged because of the design or manufacturing defects identified by Villani and Hicks." While these cases are still pending and have the potential to make the American firearm manufacturer liable, it is not all gloomy for Sig Sauer. On March 11, 2020, Sig Sauer won a suit called Steyr Arms Inc. vs. Sig Sauer Inc. It was filed in 2017 where Steyr Manalicker argued patent infringement against Sig Sauer. The petitioner had filed a patent US 6260301 in 1999, which was approved in 2001. It was for a handgun with a removable chassis similar to the P320. The petitioner argued for the preliminary and permanent injunction against P320, which was rejected by the United States District Court for the District of New Hampshire. So, that is it for this video. We hope it was a fun ride and you learned some new things about the popular Sig P320. Stay connected with us for similar content, and as always, we will see you at the next one.